Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, and in this video I'm going to show you what is the meaning of FLIP and why FLIP is very important, especially when you are trading reversals. Okay, so I'm going to show you the little meaning of FLIP. Most of people confuses FLIP and CHOCH. These are two different things. Okay, so I'm going to show you today what is a FLIP, and in the next video I'm going to show you the difference between FLIP and CHOCH. Okay, so when you're talking about CHOCH, this is one of the sign of reversal. Okay, and this differentiate between supply dominance and demand dominance. That means uh, FLIP is the one which shows either buyers are in control or sellers are in control. So FLIP tries to explain that. Okay, for example, in this kind of demonstration, you can see we had a bullish order flow. Okay, this was the bullish trend. You can see structure. This structure is broken. This is what we call break of market structure. But also here, something that differentiates BMS and FLIP. This FLIP is always in the reverse direction. It shows some signs of reversal, but BMS shows us the continuation pattern. Okay, so here you can see we had, this is what we call a demand, and this is the demand because you can see, first of all, we had an inefficiency here because of this impassive move, but also this demand uh, was the reason why we had BMS here above. So it was very strong. The buyers were very strong. That's why they blocked this structure. So when this demand is broken, that is what we call FLIP. And this shows that buyers are no longer in control because this was a very strong demand. So what we have to wait here is just for mitigation so that we can sell to the supply here, because now supply is going to be in control. We're going to have what we call supply dominance. But here before we had what we call demand dominance. Okay, so what are we going to expect? Just after this FLIP, we have to wait for price to come back, to go back to the supply so that it can mitigate. Okay, remember this point here must be a point where price was just trying to pass and it made a very strong supply. I can say that. That is something very important. So when you see this and then followed by a FLIP, that means we're going to have more sellers in the market. Sellers are going to be more strong. So this is the FLIP. Most people confuse a FLIP and CHOCH. In the next video, I'm going to explain, but let me just show you that not every time you see this kind of patterns, you have to say this is a FLIP. For example, let me show you. For example, when you have this kind of pattern like this one, see this one here, okay? Here we don't have a FLIP, okay? This is not a FLIP, this is just a CHOCH. Why? Because you can see we had BMS and above this zone which we have just drawn here was not a demand. Why was not a demand? Because it failed to break this structure here above, and therefore it was not a demand. Because for you to have a demand or supply, you must have BMS and IFC. Here we just have IFC, but we don't have what we call BMS. So instead, price made what we call SMCs, okay, shift of market structure. Okay, so here this is not a FLIP, this is just a CHOCH. For this to be a FLIP, this price had to go above this structure. That is where we could see BMS. So this could be a FLIP, but now this is not a FLIP. Why? Because it just made what we call SMC. This is just shift of market structure, creating lower lows and lower highs here. Okay, so this is what we call FLIP. Just let me show you in the little chart, and maybe you might understand more when I show you the little chart. Okay, so here, let me show you, sorry. Let me show you in the little chart. here. Okay, let me show you. So this is the 4 hours chart. You can see. So here we had a bullish, bearish order flow creating those supply, and you see this supply which was created here. It is a supply. Why? Because it made, first of all, we had this break of structure here, but also we had this IFC inefficiency. Okay, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. We will explain more and more and repeat this concept. Okay, so here we had a flip because this, you can see this supply was broken by this movement here. You can see so it was broken, and this is what we call flip. Why? Because this was supply. It had all the features of supply. So what we had to wait was just a mitigation to this demand here below, and that is what happened. Okay, and you can see on the way before mitigating this demand here, you can see we had inducement of liquidity, which confirmed that we could buy, and you can see the volume was very harsh, and this is where our TP was. And this, the second entry here, was the entry, and the entry also had some inducement of liquidity before we took this buy here. So we took this buy because of this flip. The market flipped, supply was broken, and that is where we had to think of, let me change this color here, of this this zone, which is demand at the point of entry, especially after inducement. Price was collecting liquidity here below, and this is why market went up that way. Okay, so this was the easiest entry. This was the easiest setup you could take here using just free kind of entries. So I think you have understood, and if you have not understood, make sure you drop your comment there below so that I can prepare another video for more elaborations and explanations. Okay, so thanks for listening. Have a nice day.